When most people hear the term geology or geologist, they automatically think of someone who studies rocks. Today, I will share information about a discipline in geology that has nothing to do with rocks at all. Seismology is the study of seismic waves or vibration waves, or as the most commonly known, scientists that study earthquakes. I'm currently pursuing a degree in geology and have done many internships and have decided that seismology is the career that I want to pursue. First, I would talk about what seismologists do and their work environment, and then I would talk about their education requirements and experience. First, let's talk about what seismologists do and their work environment. In a 2012 article on the Society of Exploration Geophysics website, they described that seismology originally started off as an interest in just studying earthquakes, and in the 20th century, it has progressed into studying the Earth's interior through the use of seismic waves given out by earthquakes, as this was a technique that scientists used to discover that the center of the Earth was a solid and also to map what they perceived to be the different levels of the Earth's interior. There are different fields within seismology. There are those that study large earthquake movements for building structure purposes, and there are those that determine time and location of earthquakes for earthquake hazard safeties. And then most recently, there are those that monitor controlled explosions in search of oil for oil companies, and also those that monitor underground nuclear explosions for treaty violations for the U.S. government. In a 2012 article on the website Environmental and Engineering Geophysical Society, they report that seismologists often work alone analyzing information, but they also work in groups where you're responsible for other people's work just because you don't want a client to spend thousands of dollars more than what was necessary just because someone made a wrong calculation error or gave a wrong recommendation. They often work really irregular hours just because earthquakes can happen at any given time and moment throughout the year or day. They spend about half their time working indoors in labs, producing reports and making graphs or maps. And they also spend about half their time working outdoors in the fields where they collect data and information, but sometimes they're exposed to very hot or very cold temperatures because you're working under a strict deadline that impacts a large group of people more than just a single person. Now that we know what seismologists do and their work environment, we can now talk about education requirements and experience. Seismological Society of America in 2012 reports on their website, as an undergraduate, you want to spend a lot of your time doing basic works in both mathematics and physics because the Earth movement has a lot of calculations and a lot of movement which deals with physics. You also want to spend a lot of your time doing geology coursework because you're studying the Earth, obviously, and you need a lot of experience and training in field and lab work. They also recommend that you have a high degree in computer expertise, as computers is the main tool that seismologists use. Anything and everything that has to do with seismology, you would be using a computer. In a 2012-13 article on the website of American Geophysical Union, they state that seismologists can get into the field with the entry-level bachelor's degree, but in the world of seismology, that is they use as more of a training experience for those so they can get acquainted with the field. So they highly recommend that you get a master's degree. This is where you get more of the hands-on research and experience that takes place. In closing, today we have discussed what seismologists do and their work environment, and then we talked about their education requirements and experience. So next time you hear the term geology, you can think more beyond just rocks. You also think of earthquakes and stuff that happens